convertible paper money renders the standard of value uncertain. To show the effect of variations in the volume of the existing circulating medium, not only on a foreign commerce, but also on the private interests of each individual member of the community, we will, at the risk of being tedious, have recourse to an illustration. Let us suppose that the whole number of dollars either in specie or convertible paper in circulation, at a particular time, is equal to y. And that the sum of all these dollars will buy a certain determinate quantity of land, means of transportation, merchandise, etc., which may be represented by x. For, if money may be taken as the measure and standard of value for commodities, then conversely, commodities may be taken as the standard and measure of value for money. Let us say, therefore, that the whole mass of the circulating medium is equal to y, and that its value, estimated in terms of land, ships, houses, merchandise, etc., is equal to x. If, now, the quantity of specie and convertible paper we have supposed to be in circulation be suddenly doubled, so that the whole mass becomes equal in volume to 2y, the value of the whole mass will undergo no change, but will still be equal to x, neither more nor less. This is truly wonderful. Some young mathematician, fresh from his algebra, will hasten to contradict us, and say that the value of the whole mass will be equal to 2x, or perhaps to x divided by 2, but it is the young mathematician who is in error, as may easily be made manifest. The multiplication of the whole number of dollars by 2 causes money to be twice as easy to be obtained as it was before. Such multiplication causes, therefore, each individual dollar to fall to 1/2 its former value. And this for the simple reason that the price of silver dollars, or their equivalents in convertible paper, depends upon the ratio of the supply of such dollars to the demand for them, and that every increase in the supply causes therefore a proportionate decrease in the price. The variation in the volume does not cause a variation in the value of the volume, but causes a variation in the price of the individual dollar. Again, if 1/2 the money in circulation be suddenly withdrawn, so that the whole volume shall equal 1/2y, the value of the new volume will be exactly equal to x, for the reason that the difficulty in procuring money will be doubled, since the supply will be diminished 1/2, causing each individual dollar to rise to double its former value. The value of the whole mass in circulation is independent of the variations of the volume. For every increase in the volume causes a proportionate decrease in the value of the individual dollar, and every decrease in the volume causes proportionate increase in the value of the individual dollar. If the mass of our existing circulating medium were increased 100-fold, the multiplication would have no effect other than that of reducing the value of the individual dollar to that of the existing individual cent. If gold were as plenty as iron, it would command no higher price than iron. If our money were composed of iron, we should be obliged to hire an ox cart for the transportation of $100. And it would be as difficult, under such conditions, to obtain a cartload of iron, as it is now to obtain its value in our present currency. A fall or rise in the price of money, and a rise or fall in the price of all other commodities besides money, are precisely the same economical phenomena. The effect of a change in the volume of the currency is therefore not a change in the value of the whole volume, but a change in the value of the individual silver dollar, this change being indicated by a variation in the price of commodities. A fall in the price of the silver dollar being indicated by a rise in the price of commodities, and a rise in the price of the dollar being indicated by a fall in the price of commodities. The value of money, says J. Stuart Mill, other things being the same, varies inversely as its quantity. every increase of quantity lowering its value, and every diminution raising it in a ratio exactly equivalent. That an increase of the quantity of money raises prices, and a diminution lowers them, is the most elementary proposition in the theory of the currency. And, without it, we should have no key to any of the others. Let us use this key for the purpose of unlocking the practical mysteries attached to variations in the volume of the existing currency. The banks, since they exercise control over the volume of the currency by means of the power they possess of increasing or diminishing, at pleasure, the amount of paper money in circulation, exercise control also over the value of every individual dollar in every private man's pocket. They make great issues, and money becomes plenty. That is to say, every other commodity becomes dear. The capitalist sells what he has to sell while prices are high. The banks draw in their issues, and money becomes scarce. That is, all other commodities become cheap. The community is distressed for money. Individuals are forced to sell property to raise money to pay their debts, and to sell at a loss on account of the state of the market. Then the capitalist buys what he desires to buy while prices are low. These operations are the upper and the nether millstones, between which the hopes of the people are ground to powder. The evils of convertible paper money. Paper professing to be convertible into silver and gold, by overstocking the home market with money, makes specie to be in less demand in this country than it is abroad, and renders profitable an undue exportation of gold and silver, thus occasioning a chronic drain of the precious metals. 12. It increases the volume of the currency, and therefore decreases the value of the individual silver dollar, thus causing an enhancement in the price of all domestic commodities, giving an unnatural advantage in our own markets to foreign manufacturers, who live in the enjoyment of a more valuable currency and presenting irresistible inducements to our own merchants to purchase abroad rather than at home. It operates to give control over the currency to certain organized bodies of men, enabling them to exercise partiality, and loan capital to their relatives and favorites, thus encouraging incapacity, and depressing merit, and therefore demoralizing the people who are led to believe that legitimate business, which should be founded altogether upon capital, industry and talent, partakes of the nature of court favor and gambling. It operates to encourage unwise speculation, and, by furnishing artificial facilities to rash, scheming and incompetent persons, induces the bearing of immense masses of capital in unremunerative enterprises. It reduces the value of our own currency below the level of the value of money throughout the world, rendering over-importation inevitable, causing our markets to be overstocked with foreign goods, and thus making the ordinary production of the country to present all the calamitous effects of overproduction. It operates inevitably to involve the country and individuals doing business in the country, in foreign debts. It operates also, by blinding the people to the true nature of money, and encouraging them to raise funds for the commencement and completion of hazardous enterprises by the sale of scrip and bonds abroad, to mortgage the country, and the produce of its industry, to foreign holders of obligations against us, etc.